Good morning to most, good afternoon to others, and good evening to the viewing audience across the pond. I'm your host, Jason Miles, and welcome to another episode of This is Revolution Podcast. My bad, I'm a little late. It's my fault. I take full responsibility for not being here on time. Slept in just a little bit. Sorry. But the gang is here, and we are ready. Take your phone calls. The number has been up. I did something I've never done since doing this. I put the phone number on the description of the show, so you guys could be ready. So we could be ready. We could just start the show. So let's go. I'm just gonna bring in the guys. It's my homie, my dog, the man of the Mau Mau Hour, the Prince of Miami. Please welcome the Pascal Robert.
Peace and greetings to the chat. Peace and greetings to the audience. Peace and greetings, Jason Miles.
Before we take the first call, there's something I definitely want to ask you and Tucson about that I think is going to get some people calling in, because they're going to have some very heartfelt comments about this. The female voice of reason for this show, that is the reason why I'm late. Please welcome in Tucson.
Things.
You're the reason why I'm late. We were out partying last night.
Hello. I am not the reason you're
Can't
late.
fucking hang out with you anymore, man.
No.
I need one more beer.
As the person who is no longer the sole black woman in your life, I will not take responsibility for all of that. And secondly, I am not the female voice of reason. There is no male voice of reason. I am the only voice.
That's right. That's the female voice of reason.
You did.
Oh, fuck.
Black male podcaster, you.
Oh, I hella black. I do. You know why? Hanging out with you, drinking all those beers. One more beer.
Screaming about rats.
Yeah. Come on, Tucson. We had to go. No, let me finish my bear.
Pascal
Tucson
is not the male voice of reason. Pascal is the man of the Mau Mau Hour.
He is not the male voice of reason. That's why he can't look at his face right now. He's like, what do you mean I'm not the voice of reason?
When we were talking about Trump bringing back manly jobs, and Pascal said, men. That ain't the voice of reason.
That is not the voice of reason. Tucson, okay, so Tucson was not in Mexico getting drunk. She wasn't. But she did hit me up. Coincidentally, she hit me up right. There was a movie night last night. Also, shout out to everybody that came for movie night. Mm-hmm. The final ninja film that we're going to watch for Ninja Appreciation Month. We watched it yesterday. We watched American Ninja, right? You can't be racist and have a Cold War film as propaganda film as well. Oh my God, what is that? What kind of Negro shit is going on in somebody's background? Oh my God. Whose house is that? Pascal's at your house? You got nigga shit in your house like that?
Pascal, the Zondalites are back. Get your soapbox. Get your soapbox to get rid of the Zondalites.
Did your house get invaded by a family of Mexicans? God. That's really why the show is late. It's Pascal. The good times in this house.
Somebody gonna get hit with some hot grits.
Excuse me for the auditory infusion.
Kush looks at shit started chaotic as fuck.
True.
Kush looks at somebody getting slapped at 12:30. Let's go. Pascal, you might have the blackest house in all of Miami, and that's saying a lot.
That's fact. Pascal's palatial estate.
Take that shit to the West Wing.
Y'all go and argue by the Olympic size pool.
You better take that shit to the veranda.
Caribbean people like a veranda.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Pascal should join Miami DSA. I believe you are in Miami DSA, aren't you?
I was a member for a while.
You dropped out,
Stopped paying dues.
but you're there in spirit.
Yeah, they never take your name off the list.
So you're still one of them. One of them.
Is their symbol a dolphin?
I don't know. That's a very good question.
Toussaint hit me up, and she had all these. She was like, "I have these ideas for the show," and we're talking. We were having like a really good. She goes, "I want to have a." And she was like, not mad about it, but there's a way. When these two people on the screen talk to me, there's a way that I have to listen. When Pascal is very serious, like I want to do a show about blah blah blah. It's very serious. Jokes are over, and I have to try to do the show about blah blah blah. Toussaint goes, "Okay, I need to talk to you about blah blah." It's very serious. We're having this very serious conversation for a long time, and then it just. How did we get to watching the Little Brazzy interview?
I have no idea. I didn't know you were just like, Toussaint, I gotta show you something. I don't know.
How did that even start?
I do not even.
Oh, was I trying to show you when the dude beat up the pimp named Kelpie?
Yes.
A pimp named Kelpie? Not a pimp named Kelpie?
2025.
Dude, Pascal, I don't know what's wrong with the youth, but the internet is not a good place.
No.
A pimp named Kelpie?
A pimp named Kelpie. Who the fuck are you? I'm Kelpie the pimp. I gotta show you that. When that dude goes, I'm Kelpie the pimp.
Kelpie is a different kind of pimp, as you might have guessed from his name. He's a pimp for 2025. Should I tell him what kind of pimp he is?
Please.
He specified that he is managing at least one woman on OnlyFans.
So he's a digital pimp?
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole different world out there, dude. It's a whole different world.
As the poet Drake said, trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers.
If they don't come up with the money,
React says Kelpie the pimp sounds like a Pixar character.
Pixar making moves.
So if they don't come up with the money, what do you do? Beat them with gigabytes? I mean, like, what do you
Kelpie was finding Dory. Kelpie the pimp gets beat up by another nameless pimp.
Mm-hmm.
All while the host, Pascal, who is drugged out of his mind.
It's just no reflexes.
No reflexes. He's just standing there like this. Like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
He's probably seeing like rainbow trails with every hit.
Dude, he was so high. And the fight is over this other pimp not respecting Kelpie's pimp game.
Well, if he's only pimping one woman on Instafarms, he ain't got no pimp game.
Instafarms.
Hey, I think all of it is ridiculous and offensive. And me and Toussaint are reading the comments. And one comment, which to me encapsulates a lot of this iteration of quote unquote internet hip hop culture.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said, they're all clowns. And I just want to watch the circus.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, ooh.
Yeah.
Because then, Pascal, we watched the circus for like an hour.
We kind of did.
We watched it maybe over an hour because
you think so? Yeah,
Dude, it was like 1 a.m.
It ended up, like past 1.
It was Pascal. The things. One of these kids, this other rapper, Lil Brazy. Every word he said was what do people call cap?
Yeah.
Every word was cap.
Called
That's cap. That's cap.
I told Toussaint we should get a cap gun and everything, like play the interview, and every time he talks, just fire it, because everything he said he was lying about. He was creating fake people out of the sky.
Yo.
It was bad, dude.
Yeah, I was just telling. We didn't say this on air, right? He said his father was never there. His mother was always there. But when he talks about his life, the streets raised him.
The streets raised him and his stepmother.
Mm-hmm.
And we were trying to figure that whole thing out. Like, wait a minute, I thought your father was never there.
He got a lot of parents.
Stepmom come into play. Doesn't your dad have to be there for that? And Toussaint goes, maybe he's got 2 moms. Wait. And then out of the blue, he goes, well, my dad is black. Wait.
He looks like a Gerber baby.
You know what he looked like? He looked like if there was a hood version of Bobby Hill from King of the Hill.
Yes.
He looks like a cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was with his little Latin friend. Well, actually, we shouldn't say Latin. His nondescript brown friend, because they're from Utah, so he could be like an island kid. It looked like Joseph Redcorn or Joseph Gribble and Bobby Hill, but the inner city urban edition. And they were just lying the whole time. We're gonna pull it up and play it and say fuck the world and just see what happens, because I have to see Pascal Robert's response to Kelpie the Pimp.
Yeah.
It's Kelpie the Pimp. Did he have braces?
No, but he talked kind of weird. Maybe
I thought he had braces. Those aren't gold fronts. I think Kelpie the Pimp has braces.
That fits a dude named Kelpie, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. That's not a good pimp name.
No.
I feel like if your pimp name is Kelpie, it's not.
Sounds like a fish. Kelp fish.
It does sound like a fish. Your pimp name should be Sugar Free.
We watched Sugar Free yell at someone. We watched
Sugar Free's a rapper.
Yeah.
See, Pascal knows Sugar. Shout out to Pascal for knowing Sugar Free. Toussaint was like, "Who is this man?" I had to explain to her. DJ
Toussaint don't know Sugar Free.
Pascal is a man of a certain age, as Wendy Williams would say.
It's still your era of hip hop. That's just how New York you are. You're like, I
think it is how New York I am. I might have known who he was at one time, but like the 90s is kind of a blur, man.
Because he was drunk all the time.
I guess so. Just in 6th grade drunk.
People trying to figure out what Lil Kelpie looks like. We have a phone call right now. Let's take this call. Let's make sure. Let's see if. I would love if it was Lil Kelpie. Like, keep my name out your mouth.
I manage 5 OnlyFans.
I got 5 OnlyFans girls that I manage.
Put some respect on my name.
Exactly. I want him to call up. So call him from an 843 area code. Caller, what is your name? And please be Little Kelpie. Oh.
Listen up, baby. I'm calling you up right now. You better keep my name out your motherfucking mouth. You understand? It's a pimp named Kelsey, baby. What's going on? I don't manage 5 bitches on OnlyFans. I manage 25. Now, the 20 of them don't know about it. 5 of them are my cousins. Listen, that don't mean nothing, all right?
I wish Kelpie sounded that.
You're right.
It was a shot in the dark. I was like, well, I don't know. I've never seen this person before. So maybe he sounds like this. I don't know.
He sounds like what you think someone named Kelpie the Pimp would sound like.
Yes.
Like there's nothing
So
about
this.
It's a weird mouth thing that
it's a weird mouth.
If I hear, okay, if I hear the words Kelsey the pimp, this is what that comes to mind. Hey baby, it's Kelsey the pimp. Like he's just got his tongue sticking on his teeth the whole time.
Wait, I found the video. Don't hang up, Dizzle, because I want you to see this. Because you don't believe me, and it's hard for Toussaint and I to explain what Kelpie the pimp looks like. So don't hang up, Dizzle. I found. Oh shit! Are you guys ready for this? Dizzle, are you ready for this?
Hit me with it.
Okay.
Excited because we have somebody who's making a big splash on the scene.
Yes, sir.
Kelby is in the
Hello,
building.
Kelpie, also known as Kelpie the P. As a matter of fact, you can call me whatever you want. Just don't call me broke. So,
That's right.
Out here today.
And then co-hosting with me.
Big Says Gabber Displeasure, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Almighty for the album, because the record too short, you dig what I'm saying? No, the real deal, you know what I'm saying? Holyfield, you know what I'm saying? Not the impersonation.
I have no idea what that man said.
What did he say his name is?
I don't know what he's saying.
Gillespie? What?
I don't know. I've been black for a while, and I thought I could understand most black people. I can't understand this young man.
He just looks really happy to be there.
He is. I don't know what he's saying. Pascal, do you know anything what he's saying? You understand Camp Low, so I figured you could translate this.
I thought he was from today.
All I hear from him is "Cool, I got you, boy." That's all I hear from this nigga right here.
And he just came with a whole little monologue like OJ the Juice. That's fire. Okay, so I wanted to hop in here and attempt to, have a conversation that perhaps can build on some of the other conversations that have already happened.
Yeah.
So let's lay this all out. So you had a very, very viral appearance on Soft White Underbelly.
Yeah.
Tell me what happened. Like what was your life like in the lead up to that? Why'd you decide to do that?
In the lead up to that, I was hustling. I don't want to say specifics, but I was doing a little shit in the streets. And then basically I was like, you know what?
I thought you've already told us about what you were doing.
Yeah, I mean, well.
Did you see Pascal? Did you see the host's face when he said he was hustling? Dizzle, does Kelpie look like what you thought he looked like?
I mean, considering that I'm on the phone right now and I can't see him, yes. Fuck is wrong with you? Hold on, only play this video through this medium that is exclusively found. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
What?
Kushlook just said that was an amazing answer, and that was a god tier response.
I was like, well, okay, don't hang up the phone. Okay, I won't. I'm going to show you. You can't. I'm like, okay. Yeah, you were like, I'm going to show you this thing. I'm like, it's not going to happen, but I'm not going to break its flow. Continue.
Well, you know what? Hang up the phone because I want you to fucking see this because I think you're gonna have.
No, I will watch it later. Okay. First of all, second of all, I am touching myself. I'm kidding. That's not happening. Listen. I can't hear Pascal or M. Toussaint.
Mm-hmm.
I can only hear you through the phone.
That's all that matters.
Listen, that's a shot across the bow. You know what's gonna happen. You're gonna get assaulted by Timberland very soon. MT's gonna call our shooters down in Mexico, and you're gonna have some tan Tims across your head.
Those dudes, they once they cross the border, they're just gonna go to Senior Frogs and party. They're not they don't want that smoke.
That's true. Listen, I don't know. Again, like I can only hear you. I can't hear MC Stone's hood noises or whatever Pascal has going on in the background. But I lost train of thought, so it probably was a lie. So go ahead and continue.
Well, if you can't look, we're gonna play this. We're gonna play this. I'm gonna need your. Are you at home or are you on your motorcycle again?
I'm in the car right now. I'm going to the grocery store to pick up some groceries. And then I'm gonna be back at the house probably later. And then, hey, fat motherfucker. Sorry, it was somebody on a motorcycle that was fat as shit. Anyways, but yeah, so I'm running some errands right now. But I called, to shoot my shot at M. Toussaint. What's up, girl? Listen, my DMs are open, okay? But specifically, this question is for Pascal. I have a question, and I can take it offline.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, like, where does he see the Black PMC class going in response to Zohar Mamdani's win in New York State's primary?
Mm-hmm.
Will they back Cuomo? Will they line up against behind Eric Adams because he has a more open policy of like dealing them their fat back and biscuits?
Mm-hmm.
Or do they see an opportunity, maybe some of the younger generation that have been locked out of power by the older Jim Clyburns of the world, seeing an opportunity in Zoran to maneuver themselves to get their share of the pie, so to speak?
Thank you. That's a great question, Dizzle. Thank you. Be safe out there.
I'll take it offline.
All right, thank you. Be safe, brother.
That's a great question.
That's what we've been talking about, Pascal.
Yeah, I think that it's really going to depend on the generational makeup of the professional managerial class and the Black political class you're talking about. I think the old guard, like Al Sharpton, and the people that come out of some of the organizations like the Nation of Islam, they're going to end up backing either if Cuomo runs again, they'll back Cuomo. If not, they'll back Eric Adams. I think that what's going to happen is that they're going to follow the instruction of the DNC. Whatever the DNC in New York City and the Democratic machine tells them to do, they're not going to sacrifice their standing with the Democratic Party machine in New York to vote for Zohar Mamdani. And I wouldn't be surprised if they try to curate the black vote to break Mamdani's stronghold and push Eric Adams into that position, working at the behest of Capitol in New York.
Toussaint?
There was actually an article in the New York Times on this very subject. And I think that we are going to be able to rely on the New York Times for things like this that could be potentially negative about Mr. Mamdani.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I they addressed it. They hit the nail right on the head. So in part of this article, there's a woman, Karen Jarrett. She is the senior advisor for Black and Latino outreach for Mamdani's campaign. And she says there were gatekeepers. That's what she said about efforts to connect more with Black voters during the primary. And she also said those gates are now open.
I don't buy that.
No, I think things have changed, and I think
they've changed.
Want to talk to him.
I think it's changed, but I told you what I think the change is. We don't need you.
I don't know about that. Steve says Sharpton already brought him back to speak after the win. I hope that Mamdani and his people are smart enough to not just go to these figureheads and to talk to people and listen to the people.
You people have gone the way of the Native American. We can win without you.
Well, I think we have to realize also that the Black political class in New York is somewhat fractured because you have constituencies in New York City that are different, because I think Mamdani did very well in Harlem. He
Mhm.
didn't do well in the Caribbean enclaves in Queens
Mhm.
or in Brooklyn.
But how white
So
is Harlem right now?
Harlem is pretty gentrified.
It is pretty gentrified. There are still black people there. There's also a pretty sizable African population there. But he also got Washington Heights and Inwood. He got most of Manhattan except for the super rich Upper East Side and Upper West Side.
Yeah, he did. The poor vote, he lost.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's very possible to call Zoran Mamdani the candidate of the fire gentrifiers.
You said that yesterday, and that just has been ringing in my head since we got off the phone when you said this is the election of the gentrifying class. I talked to our friend Catherine Liu, and she said something extremely similar too. She was like, that people don't understand how much the numbers of black people have changed in certain major metropolitan areas, especially because of the 90s and 2000s. Like, we've talked about this before. I think people have this idea of what a gentrifier is. It's just a white person, but it's not necessarily.
No, there are black gentrifiers too.
And black people left in droves in the 90s. And once financial deregulation kicked in real well in like 99, and the no money down mortgage came into play, and if you did own a home, your value kind of quadrupled overnight because of the ease to buy a house, right? And mortgage rates went down considerably, because we have to remember, in the 90s, mortgage rates were really high. Coming off the Bush 1 presidency, you're looking at like 18% 30-year mortgages. So that brings property value down quite a bit. So once those rates got down to like 9, and you could buy a house with no money down, everybody left. And there's also a bit of a certain kind of quote unquote brain drain. And we can look at our co-host Pascal, for example. You went to school outside of New York and didn't come back. There's a lot of people that go to school sometimes in New York and they come back. So you have.
I just want to say, for the record, I have invited Pascal back several times.
Hey, all they told him was there's no snow here, and it's
You ain't got to shovel nothing.
So I look at a city like where I'm from, Richmond, California. When I graduated high school about 1995, it's like a 40% black city. If you look at it now, I think it's below 20%. Oakland is about the same. People left to all spread all over the place.
A lot of I think it's a question also of who's leaving. So I think a lot of African Americans have gone back down south. My good friend left to go back to where her family is from, in North Carolina.
A lot of North Carolina.
Very sad about that. But I think it's also, I was thinking today about Desus and Mero. And one of the things I find so interesting about them and their well-earned popularity when their show was still on was that if that show was on in the 90s, then Desus would be African-American and Mero would be Puerto Rican. But because of the changing demographics in New York City, Desus is, his parents are Jamaican and Mero's parents are Dominican and I think part Haitian as well. That's what the city is. Puerto Ricans have been pushed out also. We do have a lot of Dominicans. We have the best Dominicans.
I'm so mad at you.
We do. But you know where you get that trope. I know black like you. Those are Dominicans. Those are not Puerto Ricans.
We have the best Dominicans.
We have the best Dominicans.
Oh my God.
We have the best Asians too, man. It's cool. Mamdani's one of them. They're great.
So mad at you.
But I think that this election, one of the things I hope comes out of this is that we can say black people are not a monolith till we're blue in the face, but there's a lot of different kinds of black people in New York City right now. And it would be really great to have a breakdown in surveys and polling of how those people voted, what they thought, and who they will support in the general. There's class, there's ethnicity, there's immigration status, there's all kinds of things.
Tucson, according to the numbers that I've been told, Black people make up 25% of New York City. Do you not think it's possible that they could be used as a voting bloc to ensure a victory for Eric Adams to the disadvantage of Zoran Mamdani?
Absolutely. And it depends on how hip the Black folks are to what's going on. Some of them might be interested in being centered, and they'll take that centering from whoever they can get it from. But some of them might be like, we don't want to be considered pawns, and we want to vote for our best interests and who we feel that is. The responsibility, the onus is really on the Mamdani campaign to make something out of this. He can see this as an opportunity. It could go a different way. It doesn't have to be scripted the way the power brokers want it scripted.
Because even your friend Rosa Clemente is already framing him as one of those class first socialists.
He doesn't believe racism is real.
It's very, very suspicious. And it feels to me like all you have to do is raise the suspicion for a lot of Black folks to say, you know what, I'm going to back away from this. I'm going to back away from Bernie. I'm going to back away from these, I've heard Zoran called a socialist, a democratic socialist, a communist, a progressive, and ultra progressive. People don't really know what to call them, but they know who those people are.
If you all you have to say is one, like, I think poor people should have bread. It's like, oh God, now you want bread lines like the Soviet Union. What's next? Gulags.
Or he can say, look, I really think Rikers Island needs to be closed. Oh, now he thinks all Black people are in prison. Oh.
you want to abolish Black people in prison?
At the same time, that works for Trump.
Yeah. We'll see if it works for New York. I don't know. Look, you and I talked about this for a while. All three of us have talked about this with each other, but individually.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think there's something to be said about the gentrifying class deciding that primary election, will they have the same type of success in the general election, and what kind of collusion is going on behind closed doors right now with the three remaining faces,
right?
Sliwa, Adams, and Cuomo.
My understanding is Sliwa is out. That doesn't mean he doesn't.
Well, people are asking Sliwa to get out. I don't think he's out yet.
You don't think he's out? I think
because they're all like this in a room, Pascal.
Yeah, I think he plays a part even if he is out. A guy like him could carry Staten Island, so he could do some power brokering in that sense. Woo!
Yeah, I can't even read that. I'm just going to put this comment on the screen. If you're listening to the show, you might want to watch it because we cannot read that, but it is fair.
Too hot for podcasting.
Dusty has a great comment. Do you know how racist those Indians are?
Yeah.
I think that's going to resonate with a certain stratum of younger Black people as well. Especially they're going to play that one Indian woman that said the N-word 15 times. You know? That is Zoran's cousin.
Saying the N-word while dancing the Kama Sutra.
You can't dance the Kama Sutra.
She Bollywooded on that Black. What did you say? I said nigga.
I don't know. In Queens, are the Black people suspicious of the Indian people? They're Trinidad.
Don't forget, you have the Trinis and Guyanese. You have a different type of Indians. They're not like from the subcontinent.
But Zoran is from the continent.
Right.
Are we going to consider that very different from being from the islands?
Yeah, because they all eating curry chicken and whatnot. So I mean, this is different kind of, very different kind of Indian.
Jason.
The law
Waiting for a
clerk.
tip.
See, this comments like this. He did pretty good with the under 40 black vote. It's them old niggas. Exactly. If you have any gray, we don't want you to stay. We're done with you, black people.
Well,
Give us the gentrifying black class. That's what we want. The ones that have assimilated, that drink lattes, that have dangly earrings. We want those guys.
Yeah, the older 55 black political voters are stuck in the center of the Democratic Party, or even worse, with someone who's like a total scumbag like Eric Adams.
And
yeah.
the wanting to mow all those people is fascinating to me.
Yeah, they're making Zoran Mamdani talking about like sound like he's like the head of Hezbollah, man.
Yes. Yes. I was
To hell with all these black people in the church. Whoa! what is wrong? Fuck the church. Fuck them greasy back niggas.
Jesus, crazy back.
Bring us some nappy head nigga with a fucked up hairline.
All your
Baggy
girl, all your soul glow wearing niggas. With your soul glow.
If he doesn't have a white girl, he can't be in my world. Get him out of here.
Get him out of here. I was listening to American Prestige with our friends Daniel Bessner and Derek Davison. And Daniel Bessner said that Zoran is going to turn New York City into the caliphate. And he can't stay there. It'll be woke Sharia law.
Well, we have 4 calls. So
Oh,
for the people calling in, apparently I've done everything I possibly could do to try to get people to hear Pascal and MT. So if you have a question, give us the question and take your answer off air, because we can't you can't hear Pascal and MT.
real quick, let me say this then. So in the New York Times article, it says here, older black voters who might be homeowners worry a candidate like Mr. Mamdani might not share their priorities. The left, she said, this is Anthony Pierre, executive director of the Brooklyn Movement Center. She says the traditional black electorate is in a moment of transition. She says the left needs to do a better job of looking at, quote, black people with capital as people worth organizing.
They don't know how.
Organizing black people with capital?
Not at all.
You think they're better at organizing?
Look at Steve's comment.
What is
It's
Steve's
the
comment?
old niggas.
Oh, yeah.
Get rid of them old niggas. It's like, okay.
But I mean, those
What do you
older,
think you're gonna? But what are you gonna get with that kind of attitude?
I mean, you don't as a leftist, there are no throwaway people. That is a liberal thing.
What did I
should
say?
be on the table.
I told both of you this. I said I think there's going to be a black MAGA that comes out of this. It's going to have a very nationalist vibe.
You cannot let black MAGA exist.
Black MAGA is coming.
Black MAGA is already out there.
No, not like this cartoonish black MAGA, but an organized, true machine black MAGA is coming.
These older black people, particularly the homeowners, they likely have children. They have interests in things like handing their homes down to their children. I mean, you can talk to them through things like that by speaking to the needs of the younger black people, by reframing your universalist goals as goals for black people. But you will also need to say things that black people are specifically interested in, and maybe not talk about prison as being one of those things.
A little brassy. I'm black people, and I'm interested in everything this little nigga's got to say because he lies so good. I've never, between him and Kelpie, I've never been more entertained.
Oh, Kelpie.
That's where niggas don't have to coon anymore. You don't have to coon anymore.
We have AI for that.
We got new AI will coon for you, so people can get a throwback coon show.
Yep.
And now there's white people that will coon, stick their butts out and everything. Fuck their eyes. No more. Coach Lick said, "Welcome to hell." Well, here, let's take one of these calls. Okay. Calling from the 559. Eric.
Jason.
Hey.
Yeah. How you doing, lad?
I'm doing all right. What's up with you, brother?
Oh boy. Well, it's a hell of a weekend in Minneapolis right now. It's where I'm at for now. Boy, the funeral for those two people that got shot. It's the Pride weekend festivities. I even tried going to a farmer's market, and I had to park like 5 miles away because there's no parking. So,
Well, it sounds like it's on and popping.
Not too bad. Just trying. It is definitely on and popping. Some very interesting people out and about. The scene is quite lovely. Not quite the same as, it's Midwestern lovely. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So.
Yes. It can stay in the Midwest. I don't miss it.
Yeah. No, it's,
do not miss it.
Hey, it's like I said, one of those, one of those things. It's got its own little charm about it, but you can, pass.
So, what did you want to ask about? Who would win in a fight?
Yes, who would win in a fight? Now, a fun, it's a fun thing. Cube versus Sphere. Because I don't think we asked, Pascal and MT because they have very different flavors of who they might think would win. But please back up your answers with science. And then who has the most loyal hoes? East Coast, West Coast, 15 words or less. Go.
Cube versus who?
Cube versus Sphere.
What was the last one? I couldn't hear the last one.
It's who would win in a fight? Cube versus Sphere.
Cube versus. Does he say Sophia? No, I can't hear the sound every time you say the. Who?
Oh, it's SPHERE.
Cube versus Sphere, like shapes, not rappers.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
I will ask Pascal, and they will give you their answer. Thank you very much for the phone call, Eric.
You got it, man. You guys have a good one.
Peace. Who do you got? Toussaint, Cube versus Sphere. Who do you got?
Everybody's so creative. Is this a question about hoes? What?
Yeah, who have the most hoes? I thought you said Cube versus Saphir, and I was like, Saphir's dead.
Oh, how dare you?
How dare you?
The most hoes in Cube and a Sphere. Let's go with Cube because the Sphere makes me think of Manosphere. They ain't got no hoes.
I think Sphere because the cube is square, and that's not what you want to be.
Oh.
Sphere has soft edges, man.
That's so trippy what you said.
And the way he said it, that nigga got all up in the camera. A sphere has soft edges.
Pascal, this room is moving.
You people. We have a call from Nebraska. I think I know who this is, but I could be wrong. But I think I know who this is. Calling from a 3008 area code. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from?
This is Kowalski. I was thinking of an alias, but then I thought
What's up, Kowalski?
How's it go? Oh, it's very hot, very muggy. The mosquitoes are out. All the lightning bugs are dead. I don't know what it means, but it's nothing good.
Oh.
But I wanted to call in and talk about the New York election.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the humiliating loss of Anthony Weiner? The audacity of that man to even attempt to run for public office again was truly astounding.
Toussaint.
And I'm actually kind of shocked that he lost.
Toussaint, do you have an opinion on Weiner? Oh.
I didn't know he was running for anything.
Pascal, do you have an opinion on Weiner?
Wieners are not something I generally have too much thought about, actually. I don't
The man or for the food?
Wieners in general. I don't keep too much ideas about it.
What year was that he lost his position? Kowalski, when was that?
Year? It happened multiple times.
Did it happen multiple times with Weiner?
Yeah, he tried to have a mayoral comeback, like I want to say like 2 terms ago or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. But no, he had to leave Congress like I want to say it was like 2014 or something. Then I think he tried to be the mayor in like 2018 or something.
Yeah,
and then Morris came out because he just can't stop sexting people. And I get it, like sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But I mean,
But isn't that interesting though that in the post Clinton age, where a lot of people were okay with his sexcapades, and definitely you get a sexcapading sexual assaulter in office with Trump, and then Joe Biden had some accusations as well. No one seemed to have a problem, but Weiner, he sends dick pics, and all of a sudden he's persona non grata.
Well, I mean, the latest one he did was to an underage girl, so.
Ooh.
See, Bill Clinton's excuse has always been they are technically adults, so.
That's horrible. Did you know he sent pictures to an underage girl, Pascal?
No, man. I don't usually follow. I didn't follow his foils that closely. I think he said he tried to run for a Manhattan City Council office.
Toussaint, did you are you a Weiner watcher?
I was a Weiner watcher, but my Weiner watch ended. I used to like the guy. He was an aggressive Democrat when he was in office. He had positions and he really fought for them.
Do you agree with that, Kowalski? Toussaint says he was an aggressive Democrat when he was in office and he had positions and he fought for them.
I mean, from what I understand, I wasn't following politics too much back then, but I believe it was like he was one of Nancy Pelosi's strongest warriors, for what it's worth. I mean, not exactly like he was going to go out there to get you the best means-tested welfare program you could have. So,
damn.
Now, to do a perfect pivot, I did want to talk about the mayoral election. So I do understand that the caliphate will be coming to New York shortly, and I was kind of curious, especially Toussaint's position on this, because, I've been reading up a little bit on some of these religious fundamental caliphates. And let's see, this one here, if a father were to abuse their child and it results in a pregnancy, they would have to carry that child to term. This is from the Emirate of Alabama and the Emirate of Arkansas. Do you guys agree that is a fine thing to happen to bring those religious fundamental policies to the city of New York?
Damn, that was a bar. What say you, Pascal, to that?
Nah, I'm not interested particularly in having incest be best.
That's crazy. What about, does Nebraska have crazy laws like that, Kowalski?
Not quite that crazy. Thankfully, the biggest outlier in the Midwest, I believe, is Indiana. But here, I think we just simply take away women's rights. But you're not going to have like something like that forced upon you quite yet. Be a tough sell.
Can a woman get an abortion?
The issue we have up here in the north is if we have snow, so like you're stuck in the house for half the year, and you got to have conversations, and these come up, and it's like, all right, yeah, true misogyny just doesn't work. So that's why the right is really big on getting rid of winter via climate change. Get rid of the snow, people can't have a conversation.
That's the long game they're playing with climate change. Damn.
Yes.
Damn. Well, fucking. Thank you for the call.
Jokes on them though, because
finish. What are you gonna say? No, with jokes on them. What? Say finish.
I was just gonna say, in the long run, it is technically a doomsday cult because, well, the GOP does not have the melanin to survive perpetual summer. So.
Damn. Thank you very much for the call and the bars. Take care, Kowalski. Stay cool. Damn.
Honorary Haitian.
That was honorary Haitian, Kowalski. There you go. Toussaint called it. I can't give you that pass.
I saw an AI picture of the Statue of Liberty in a burqa. And it was like the person, who was it? Don Lemon, I think, was like, maybe someone else. She's already in a robe.
That was a pretty good line about the whole caliphate thing.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been hearing that, Pascal, as well?
Yeah, stuff like that has been circulating a lot on the interwebs.
Is that more the Newsmax OAN side of things?
You'd be surprised how many mainstream politicians, Democratic and Republican, are using those talking points.
It's also
Kowalski, one of the few people that knows what MT looks like.
Yeah, that's true. What is his first name? Do we know?
Yeah, Aaron.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
He was at the New York show?
Mm-hmm.
No, he's a Chad.
Mm-hmm. Tall guy.
Chad?
Yeah, he's a tall, pretty boy.
Oh God. Toussaint's type.
Someone says, Jason, Thin Lizzy or the Doors? Ooh,
Open the doors.
Doors, man.
Jason.
Ooh, that's a good question.
The Doors, man. Come on.
The Doors have songs that I dig, but I don't go back. Like Ben listens to more quote unquote classic rock than me. It takes a lot for me to go listen to something from the 60s.
Morrison, man. Come on, dude.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
He's the Lizard King.
I might be more of a Thin Lizzy guy.
Wow, Lizzy, these nuts, dude.
That's your male voice of reason right there.
Damn, Dusty just said the most young person thing an old man has ever said. The Doors made only one mid-album with Jimbo. Dusty's like my age.
Dusty says that about Nas.
Nas is the shit.
Yeah. You know he got
God,
beef with Jim Jones now?
That is not real beef. That's Jim Jones trying to fight with her. Jim Jones.
That is Jim Jones.
Jim Jones was like, I'm stronger than Shannon Sharp. It's like, Negro, sit down. It's okay. Like Jim Jones is in great shape.
Hear yourself?
Jim Jones, I would not doubt that if you checked his pee, is filled with performance and image enhancing drugs. He is in great shape.
Is he?
Yeah. But he's not Shannon Sharp. Like, don't get it twisted. Shannon Sharp, also whose urine is filled with performance and image. Like, have you ever seen? We saw Shannon Sharp in that tight ass sweatsuit.
Yeah, boy. He's gonna do some Pilates.
Like, Shannon Sharp is one of them cats. Like, you stand next to him and you think you stand next to a building.
Yeah.
Jim Jones is just a well put together older gentleman that still likes to talk about doing crimes.
Doing crimes.
That's my favorite line of the movie Repo Man. After their friend gets killed, the bad people, and they go, "Let's go get sushi and do crimes."
Yeah.
Damn, you guys are mean. Shannon Sharp looked like a puppet from the dinosaur show on ABC. God damn. Damn, Steve says Shannon Sharp be having the Lululemon matching sets.
That is a fact.
Fuck. Is this just a roast right now?
You can see his thoughts. Some of them outfits. You can take his pulse in some of those outfits by looking at him.
Who was that black dude we watched on the thing, Toussaint, that was saying that shit about, you guys don't understand. The protests were a misunderstanding.
Oh, yeah.
There was no ICE raid.
There's that boy Brandon.
That nigga had tight ass pants on. Toussaint was like, he wanted to show all the meat.
Yeah. Showing the gams off.
Speaking of showing the meat, you all see that video of that track star who was running?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
These Johnson, Smith, and Wagon all came out.
That was wild. That was wild.
You see what Steve said? We can roast you with that Coolie High extra.
You got jokes.
Oh my God.
You came to play today.
You know, you just have a hat on and people just...
Steve said, you think you're the main character? I don't think so.
Okay, we have more phone calls. Calling from a 610 area code. Caller, what is your name? And where are you calling from?
Hey, I'm calling from Pennsylvania.
Hey! What's up?
Hey! I am talking about endosociality and how it affects politics and voting, etc. So I have this book about Australian Indigenous diaspora and how it, or rather this paper, I know it's a book, it's 250 pages long anyway. So I'm just going to read an excerpt. So the broad differences between contemporary settlement culture and mainstream society can be dramatically illustrated by the transposing of a Warl, P-R-W-A-R-L-P-I-R-I household on the settlements into a middle-class suburb of a town or city. Leaving aside for the moment the diversity and stratification I have been asserting as a result of intercultural history of the settlement, one can imagine the surprise and apprehension about the new dark neighbors. They would be observed speaking in incomprehensible language amongst themselves and conducting their conversations at a very loud volume. They might have frequent and numerous visitors staying with them. They might not make a priority of maintaining the grounds of their house and might occasionally abandon an old car in the yard. There might be an occasional loud parties and frequent absences for attending funerals. These kinds of stereotypes, although based on observation, are useful to set out some broad parameters of the scale of difference. They do not prepare us for the diversity of actual cases. For example, white neighbors in the northern suburb of Adelaide were pleased when a Walbury, the woman artist and her white partner for public housing next to them, since the previous tenants were young white men who grew marijuana in the backyard and held frequent, loud, drunken parties. In their relief, They embraced the wall period artist's quiet productivity and agreed to place an article in their neighborhood watch bulletin about her paintings. I was not able to discover what they thought about the steady stream of wall period visitors and the various family crises the artist had to deal with. So in this way, endosociality affects the basic PR of like colorism, lookism, etc. And I think that factors into politics. What do you think?
Oh, okay. Well, thank you very much for the call. That is a very good question, and we appreciate you. What say you, Pascal Robert?
That's a very complicated question, man. That's not an easy thought. I mean, I think it can affect politics. I mean, every time you have a shifting dynamics of populations and the perceptions of those populations, it might affect the way in which the in-group votes regarding the out-group. I think one of the ways we see that the most is the way Trump uses immigration.
Toussaint?
Interesting. The way Trump uses immigration. Well, yeah, I mean, I suppose you can see some of that reflected in the New York City election as well. Some of us don't like our neighbors, right? We don't want some of them here. We certainly wouldn't vote like some of them.
Well, we have another call. We have some calls today. This is great. I'm having fun. Thank you. Look, if you guys are enjoying shows like this, these call-in shows, and you want to see more call-in shows, you got to drop a super chat because I get charged by the second. And this has been on for 88 minutes.
And hit like and subscribe. Don't just listen.
We have to make these calls quick because I have $1.54 left.
Wow.
There's $1.54 left on the account, Tucson.
Wow.
Because you know how you can see it draining?
Yes.
In real
It's
time.
terrifying.
It's like the thing is like, it's the red wire or the green. It's the red wire or the green. Okay. Calling from a 405 area code. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from?
Tony Red, Oklahoma.
Tone! What's up, Tony?
Hey, guys. $1.54? Shit, I gotta hurry.
Make it snappy now. It's $1.39 right now.
Oh, okay. I'll go quick. I think you guys answered most of it, keeping with the New York City election when Dizzle asked his questions, but it keeps me thinking the attacks coming from the Democratic establishment. I mean, it's all so fucking familiar.
Hey, Tony. Tony, it's you sound a little muffled. Are you talking into your neck? Because we can't hear you.
No, sorry.
Now that sounds clear. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, so the attack coming from the Democratic establishment, I mean, it's just deja vu. It's Sanders all over again, and it reminds me of the turn to neoliberalism. I did my master's thesis on trucking deregulation, and remember that was Ralph Nader, Ted Kennedy, and Jimmy Carter that led that. And so, I mean, it's just culmination of, all of that that's a long time coming. What do you guys think?
Oh, thank you, Tony. That's a great call. I knew Tony was going to have a great call. Mm-hmm. What say you, Pascal?
What was the question?
He said that is this a pivot to run him neoliberalism?
I think it's the last gasp of trying to save neoliberalism within the Democratic Party. It's not a pivot to, but it's the last gasp because that people are tired of it, man. People are tired of the we have authoritarian neoliberalism with Trump, and we have liberal neoliberalism with the Democrats, and people are tired of both. And frankly, I think that they are just trying to save the last gasp by kicking out the progressive elements of the Democratic Party. And they've been successful in a lot of their elections and primaries. They got rid of Cory Bush in St. Louis. They got rid of Jamal Bowman. But let's see what happens when it comes to this mayor of New York.
Mm.
All right. Calling from a 929 area code. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? We have 91 cents left on the account.
All right. This is Virtuoso real quick. Yo, Jason, I'm sorry, but yeah, I was gonna like put more minutes in there, but now I know it's like, okay, you're running against the clock. But listen, I really enjoyed what Libs and Zionists melting down over Mamdani win.
Mm-hmm.
I just think the reaction to this win has been really fucking chaotic, and I'm enjoying it. I mean, they're calling this guy like pretty much the 22nd hijacker of 9/11, even though he was 10 years old by the time that happened. They can use AI image, they can use AI to say, look, he built his first weighted vest as a bomb at age 10. It's like it's insane. But yeah, I'm glad that this guy, won the Democratic nominee. He's great for the city, for people that are struggling to make ends meet. We'll see what happens, but we're not out of the woods yet over here. But yeah, good win, because we're just tired of the same old assembly line politician that New York keeps turning out. Timing the whole bullshit. But yeah, man. On a lighter note, man, listen, I really, enjoy the content you guys creating, man. I hope you get to 100,000. If only Jason can stop being a freak, I would congratulate you. But damn, listen, man, it's been fun talking to you guys, man. Take care. I don't want to take up much time.
Thank you, Virtuoso. That was a great call, actually. That was a fucking. You got some good calls today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry I am so much of a freak, but I feel like if we don't have fun, then I couldn't do this. We couldn't do this if this wasn't fun. So we have to have fun.
Freaky fun.
And that's why you guys call in, because this shit is fun.
I think Virtuoso's from New York City too.
I think he's in New York City. I think he's in the Bronx right now. I feel like everybody in New York City is in the Bronx, and it's the Bronx from 1976.
And they're all Puerto Rican.
They're all Puerto Rican. They're all different shades of Puerto Rican. The Ghetto Brothers.
He might be Puerto Rican.
He could be black as an ace of spades, but it doesn't matter. Right now, in my mind, the Bronx looks like 1976.
Crazy.
But he's dressed like 1996.
Okay.
So he's got a hoodie with a down vest on over that.
In the summertime.
In the summertime, yeah. With a beanie on, drinking a 40-ounce. We got to show Pascal that fucking video too, where the chick is holding the box of fried chicken and the 40 in the other hand.
No.
Jigaboo time. It's jigaboo time.
Wow.
Yeah. Somebody said like Virtuoso said he got a naughty by nature hoodie. In my mind, Virtuoso was Puerto Rican, but he got the hair like Tretch.
He don't black like you.
What's the matter, Ma?
I had a friend who was from Louisiana, and he moved to New York City. He moved back eventually, and he was telling me about some relationship he had with somebody. And he was like, the person was from, what do you call the part of New York City with all the mean people? Like, come to find out, he meant the Bronx.
I would assume the Bronx is where all the cool people are, because that's probably less gentrified. So
everybody I know is living behind the Yankee Stadium.
What does
they
that
don't
mean?
say the name of the area. They all say behind Yankee Stadium.
Damn. Pascal left the Bronx when it was the boogie down. Them niggas was selling big crack rocks.
The Bronx is the only borough attached to mainland USA. Sometimes they have bears. I'll never forget that fact about it.
The bears smoking cools. Yo, word is born, ma.
There's one of Lucy.
Bears. Them Bronx Bears is rough, boy.
Bears don't color bang. Color bang is that.
They be out there color banging. We got to play this shit for Pascal. We got to get through these calls, but this show cannot end until Pascal Robert, one, sees little Kelpie get hit in probably the most bitch-ass fashion I've ever seen a person get hit. And two, he finds out what a little Brazzy is.
Yeah.
I need Pascal to call all his black friends and be like, do you guys know who Little Brazzy?
Little Brazzy is, and they're all gonna be like, no.
Would you believe that there is a young white man?
He called Teray. Teray, do you know who Little Brazzy is? Yeah. No.
Are you sitting down? Oh no!
Did you lose the call?
They hung up on me.
Oh, they were afraid of the 91 cents.
They fucking hung up on me.
They didn't want to do the last 30 seconds of democracy.
I wanted to hear somebody said they want to talk about ninjas.
Oh,
fuck. Okay, this will be continued after the 6th, which is when I get paid.
After the 6th. Oh, Jason's gonna have a lonely Independence Day. You're gonna stay in
It's
Mexico.
gonna be rough, dude. It's gonna be so rough.
You're gonna stay in Mexico for that.
Yeah, hell yeah. You're gonna go watch the fire, man. Fuck your fireworks, Americans. Actually,
don't say that too loud.
Jason didn't land on Mexico. Mexico landed on him.
I want to look. I got to take this off there. I'm sorry, everybody. This is real life when you do a show on a budget and you forget to add money to your call-in account.
Mm-hmm.
I thought there was more money on the account. I didn't know we were going to burn through it like that.
Yeah.
Coach looks at until then. Jason's buying the chorizo sale at Oxo. Coach, look, after that Oxo explosion, after that Oxplosion, we'll call it, I'm just not eating meat, dude. Pascal, I have to torture you with little Kelpie.
Yeah.
You have to get this, dude.
Oh, Sharp made some accusations about what I was doing. I don't want to admit or deny those, but
Sharp, by the way, is a pimp with Teray's hair.
yeah, basically I was getting money and shit, and then that hustle came to an abrupt end when I got raided. So then I switched into another one because I seen some people that needed help, and I just jumped into the game.
Is this Cap?
Is this what the kids call Cap?
I believe this is Cap. Here comes a lie, and I love
He
it.
saw some people that needed help, so he just jumped in the game.
After he got raided, he's helping people. That's not how getting raided works, by the way. If you got raided and you're not in prison, you told on somebody.
Ooh. Adam asked about it. What do you mean got raided? What does that mean?
Yeah. Adam also is so high on a plethora of drugs right now.
He's wearing sandals? He's wearing house shoes?
This look like it's downstairs in somebody's mama house.
It does.
This is the most downstairs in my mama house setup. Look how ghetto this shit is. Who was his decorator?
Yeah,
If this is how YNs decorate, this is why you niggas is single. I don't know why these women don't want it. Because you decorate like an old broke nigga from 1982.
That is how they decorate.
Damn.
Leather couch.
Describe getting raided though.
Oh, well, I was outside vaping and shit, and still hustling, and the girls were inside, and basically just got a no-knock raid. They came in, they pulled me outside some undercovers, and they drew their guns on me and shit like that, put me in the squad car, and then they all just were inside my house and yo, we got a warrant to search your person and your your vehicle and your house.
But they were suspicious of you.
Yeah, they were trying to say that I was like, drug dealing or something like that.
Okay.
And
But you don't have a case as a result of this?
Nah, I never heard back from them, honestly. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And so then you decide, like, how did the Soft White Underbelly opportunity even come about?
Well, I've been trying to do some like online stuff and just get that internet money and also promote my girl's OnlyFans.
Okay.
So basically, check out Crystal Roses on OnlyFans, by the way. She's going up. But no, basically, I was just trying to promote that stuff. So I went on Soft White, talking about my story. And then, yeah, that just kind of blew up from there.
So what was the feedback like? Like, what would you describe as the most common comments that you...
So Kelpie was on Soft White Underbelly, which is a extremely popular YouTube channel, which I find an exploitive channel, right? The guy generally is at Skid Row and he lets people tell their story. He does ask some questions. He does help them out with like not necessarily GoFundMe's, but like little accounts where people can donate money to these people. And he does give it directly to the people because the man that runs the channel is quite successful. And I don't think he needs to pocket that money. But it becomes a freak show at a certain point, right? Like you're not trying to explore a aspect of society that doesn't really get to tell their stories, which is how it gets pitched to maybe a more liberal audience. I think what it is kind of what this show is. It's they're all clowns and I want to watch the circus, even if that circus is gory, right? There's different kinds of circuses.
To be clear, you're talking about No Jumper, not
No Jumper and Soft White Underbelly to me are different kinds of circuses, but they're both circuses. I think Soft White Underbelly is a little bit of Cirque du Soleil, where there's a lot of other things that make it look really fancy, but that's the circus,
French circus.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, well, it's still the fucking circus.
you said
guys
this
just came out of a VW, right?
You said this show as if you meant This Is Revolution.
Oh,
you're talking about No Jumper.
Yes.
Yes.
No. Sorry.
Yeah.
Let's get that straight now.
Yeah. We don't do clown shit here.
Suspect is LA Cool's son. LA Cool was one of the coolest rappers I've ever been around in real life. That little group, Chillin' Villain Empire, I thought was just oof. They blew my mind when I saw them in the 90s. But look how fucked up Adam is. He's fucked up, dude. This is a little bit of Fent, chasing it with some meth so he can fucking get through the interview. Maybe a little blow. He boofed some pills. Like, it's bad.
Get some booger sugar
in response to the Soft White Underbelly thing that were really driving it being viral.
Oh, just a lot of hateful shit about the way I was dressed mostly. People was like, and also I feel like they took a lot of the shit I said out of context. Like when I said I was homeless, that was because I just got evicted after the raid. The apartments had like kicked us out with some Section 8 that I was staying with my family and the girls. So they kicked us out of that. And then a lot of people were like, oh, why is he dressed like a Party City pimp, fake chains and all.
Party City Pimp.
Party City Pimp.
Yo, Party City's out of business.
Damn. Oh, that was the hardest shit. And he said it like, eh. No, blood.
He had a plastic pimp cup.
Dude, I only got one of ho. Hey, he's got braces. He got straight up braces, bud.
All that, but it's all real. The outfit, I feel like that's the most thing that people said was being disrespectful, but I was just doing that to get attention. But all my jewelry is legit and stuff.
So
been diamond tested.
Suspect, fill me in on that. Like, is there something expected of you before you've earned the stripes to wear certain types of like pimp outfits?
Nah, it wasn't even that. It was like we felt like that shit, like the equivalent to get everybody to understand, kind of like blackface. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit was kind of like it looked like a costume. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like he came in here wearing that shit like in his head, like, oh, this is what pimps is supposed to look like. I got my little $sign chain, my little fur
I got
coat.
2 of them.
But do you feel like you could have rocked the same fit or something similar?
But I mean, I'm true to this, so of course I could. But that's the same thing. Like I'm blackface. You get what I'm saying? Like it's like wearing blackface.
But
so it's like,
but aren't there white pimps at these pimp conventions and shit?
White folks is a popping ass white pimp.
And you didn't even know who he was until right now.
But I know who he is. I know who he is.
We asked you that last interview. You had no clue.
You didn't ask me about no white pimps last time.
The nigga Sharp said, "You know who the fuck white folks is?" You was like, "No, I don't." You didn't know who the fuck that was.
He told me who that was on FaceTime before the interview happened.
Exactly. You didn't know who white folks was until we informed you.
Until Sharp informed me on a FaceTime before this interview.
Until a pimp informed you who exactly.
But you know what I'm saying? There's white pimps out there.
Somebody informed you.
This is also why I love to frequent black barbershops and then start these fights myself.
And then you run out because you ain't got no hair. And you
I run right
yeah, no business there
Them
anyway.
niggas shooting. Them niggas shooting.
This bald guy causing trouble in here.
Lady Braga says you can't culturally appropriate pimps. This dude, Lady Braga says Pascal's face.
How it's blackface. That seems like you're bringing up racism where it doesn't need to be brought up.
That was just an analogy to get everybody to understand. I'm not saying that you were doing. You said
I was doing blackface
to get everybody to understand. Yeah, because you pulled up in a pimp costume.
He was saying it was like blackface, but is it the fact that he's white in general, or is the fact that he's so new in the game?
It's just it's just because he's not really doing that shit in his head. He came,
but I am really doing that shit. My pockets will prove that.
That's like. What's a good analogy? Well, I just gave one, like blackface, but let's do another one. Like a nigga who go to the gym with all the shit and he looking like he finna ball the fuck up. You feel me? And then when he get the ball, he can't do shit. But he came in his head like this what ballers look like. I'm gonna get the headband, the socks, and all that shit. You get what I'm saying? Like,
but what
that's
if he starts learning how to play ball and then he starts balling harder than other motherfuckers?
Right?
Is he still impersonating at that point?
Everybody's a little kid trying to be Michael Jordan at one point, right? And then the next day, boom, you are Michael Jordan.
You gotta crawl before you can walk, bro. So everybody starts somewhere, and I feel like y'all were hating on that because not even the race thing, because I feel like we're all the same, no matter what color we are. But I feel like it's because of
It's good that he's a colorblind pimp.
You gotta crawl before you can walk as a pimp,
right?
Yeah,
he's crawling in the pimp game digitally, and then he'll walk by literally trafficking women on the street.
Who's the guy? Horatio Algiers? Is that?
It's Up from Poverty Pimp Story, which you got is the hustle and flow. It's the hustle and flow of pimping, of digital pimping. It's hard out here for a pimp.
My age and because of how new I was to the game, that y'all just attacked me for
that
it.
has nothing to do with that. I don't feel like you're
That's
new to
not what
shit.
it seemed like.
You hate white
feel
people.
Like you're, no. I feel like you're not new to shit. I just feel like you're an impersonator for your SoundCloud career. You're not new to shit, nigga.
But bro, I don't even focus on music.
You came up in
I
here
focus
talking
on the
about
streets. I focus on getting money.
Talking about you professing old school, and then you was like, we actually where you learned this shit from, and then you said, I watched Sharp on YouTube. Like, get the fuck out of here, nigga.
I have no mentors in real life.
You could watch on.
I don't think that's. I mean, that's definitionally what a mentor is, but maybe you had a good life because there was no one taking you aside teaching you pimp basics.
Pimp 101.
Son, it's not just about trading stuff in your lunch. It's about what you can then do with the woman that you trade with.
This guy has an ashtray with a blonde woman sitting down like on her knees. And I guess you put your ashes around her.
That says a lot about this program.
Yeah.
That says so much about this fucking program. Also, but I don't know who either one of these people are.
Yes.
Oh,
I love watching this video.
YouTube impersonating.
Start getting money from
get in the fucking streets, nigga, and get
What
some
you think
real
I've been doing?
experience.
But
Getting
money,
But
getting real experience.
all these
every day.
drill kids are looking at
Every
older
day.
drill rappers and fucking getting
but they
influenced
really
by that,
outside
right?
drilling though.
But he's
I'm
really outside pimping.
pimping. Nah, really.
He's not.
Really, I brought 2 bitches with
He's
me. I ain't never
not.
seen none of your bitches.
That don't mean
He got
shit.
some
I ain't
work
never
on the
seen
couch.
None of your bitches.
Right.
None of your bitches.
Because I'm really doing this shit. What the fuck I look like bringing some bitches in here?
Really?
You're a clown,
Well, then you
nigga.
need to
You
prove
gonna
it.
get
You
life
need to
for this
prove
shit.
it.
You gonna get life for playing
So
around,
how am I
nigga.
gonna
I'm
get
really
life?
I mean, he's got a point, right? You're on a show with 5 million subscribers, like 4.8 or whatever, right? You probably don't want to say, hey, I am sex trafficking women. My sex trafficking women are sitting off to the side.
Yeah.
Where are your sex trafficked women?
He does address it. He does address that head on.
That's the thing people say, oh, Adam be ratting people out. They can't wait to rat themselves out.
That's a fact.
They can't wait. You went on a show. Look at this dude. He's high out of his mind. And you want to tell all your illegal business?
And he wearing house shoes.
They ain't even real Birkenstocks. Them like them bootleg ones I got from Walmart.
Yeah.
Damn, them child labor ones.
doing this shit. What the fuck do I look like? Bringing some prostitutes in here. Niggas get the book through at them
we
for
get
this
money.
shit. This
And
nigga's
you
a
jealous.
clown.
You a fucking
This
hater,
nigga's a
bro.
clown and
You're a player
impersonator,
hater. You're
nigga.
breaking one of the
Fuck
rules of
out
the
of
game
here,
right
nigga. You're a
there.
clown.
Fucking being
Nigga,
a
you're
player
a clown,
hater.
nigga.
Sus, girl.
Fuck out of here,
Nah,
nigga. You're a
listen right
bum,
here.
nigga.
Listen
Go get
right
some
here,
money,
bro.
nigga. You ain't know
What you
nobody
fucking
track.
think I do
Mr.
every-
Old School. You ain't got
every
no fucking money,
motherfucking day
nigga.
I
Pull
get
some money
money,
out.
bro.
You broke
Every
ass
fucking
nigga.
day I
Fuck
get
out
money,
of here,
bro.
nigga. You's a
My
bum.
bitches get me money. I
Nigga,
pull
fuck
it right
out of here.
out
Them
their ass.
bitches dusty
Every
as fuck.
fucking day.
This
bro.
is what Twitter sounds like to me.
Yes.
People be like, I was on Twitter yesterday. I was like, oh, this is what you were doing? What this motherfucker said to me on Facebook? Oh, word like this? Because that's what I hear
That is
when you
hard.
tell me about your posts.
And then somebody says, you have a blessed day.
The bitch is dusty
And you
as
ain't got no
fuck.
bitches.
That nigga said your bitch is dust.
He said,
Dusty
you ain't got no
Crusty, crusty.
I would be so hurt if I was a pimp and somebody said, you got a dusty ass bitches. I'm like, oh. I tried to moisturize them before we left the house.
Dusty, crusty. Dusty, crusty. Dusty, crusty.
You ain't got no
That's
fucking
cool.
bitches.
I'll say that. That's cool.
You ain't got no
Okay,
Because when
bitches.
the
hold on.
police watching, I don't have no bitches. I'm a podcaster.
Let me just
And
interrupt
I'm an
real quick.
OnlyFans manager when the police
Let,
watch.
let me just
Clown
interrupt real
ass
quick.
nigga.
Yeah, you, bro.
Last word, last word, last word, last word. Again, this is what the internet sounds like to me.
When the police come, he's a podcaster. When the police come, he's still an OnlyFans.
I'm an OnlyFans manager. Like, you can't wait. This is a person that told on everybody. That comment, I'm an OnlyFans manager. I'm a teller. That's really what he's saying. When the police come, I'm a teller. The guy.
All right, hold on. People try to pull that out on Sharp and stuff too. Like, where's your bit? I'm gonna be real. Like, me and Sharp have been in the same group chat for like a couple of years at this point. So I've seen some of the girls they spends time with. He definitely has some attractive women in his life. I have no idea what their relationship is, but also, you know, you got to respect it. Like, fucking, if I had like all kinds of girls, I would probably try to keep some kind of distance between my professional life and bringing chicks around all my employees and stuff. I mean, I am somebody who lives my whole fucking life on the internet, so it might be kind of different for me. But I mean, just because he don't necessarily, I've seen some women trailing him before.
Niggas better. Niggas really know, nigga. I'm on tracks, boy. Fuck out of here.
I ain't never
nigga.
seen no bitches.
Who are you?
I'm Lil
Who are
Kelpie,
you? No
Kelpie
one
the
knows
pimp.
you.
Kelpie the motherfucking
Kelpie the
pimp.
clown.
You
Fuck
ain't
outta
gotta
here.
know who I am,
Fuck
bro.
outta here.
Fucking Ben Franklin knows who I am, bitch.
Fuck outta here.
He
No.
knows who the
Who?
fuck I am. I'm
You
getting
said
money
what?
every day. I said
You
Ben
said-
Franklin knows who the fuck I am, bitch.
Who you calling a
Ben
bitch
Franklin.
though?
I'm calling you a bitch.
Oh, violence!
Oh, Adam 22. It took him a second to metabolize what was happening in front of his face. He was like, wait.
People are saying OnlyFans manager sounds way sleazier than Pimp. Oh my god.
I don't understand if you're on OnlyFans, what do you need a manager for? Is he responding to the messages?
Yeah, I'm tonguing your balls. So the cops raided his house and then just never got back to him. That's what I said. If you got your house raided and you didn't go to big boy prison, you told on somebody.
Yeah.
That's how you get fucked up.
And then you go on No Jumper.
And then you go on No Jumper and brag about it. Like, dude, when you go on No Jumper and tell everybody that you got raided, but you didn't go to big boy jail.
Yeah.
Everyone knows now that you are the snitch, and that's why they're treating him like that. Because like, oh, that guy's a snitch. Fuck him. He's not serious.
Yeah. Sorry, we never touch base with the FBI again.
The phrase "never got back to me" is such a PMC phrase. Lady Gaga says, "Kush, look, the police are gonna circle back." OnlyFans manager is worse than Pimp's assistant. Fucking middle management ass Pimp. Dizzle sent a real super chat. Look, man, I don't see them. You act like I could see everything. The screen is over here. The camera's over here.
What happens, man? Keep going.
So Toussaint had said, she mentioned that part of Mondami's campaign, someone said they should probably align with Black Capital, and Dizzle says, what do we get as people from aligning with capital of any color?
I don't know, man. I think it's tricky. I think there's a lot of aspiration for Black people, and you don't necessarily want to trash them wanting more money for themselves, even if they become a certain type of person when they get money.
Again, that's the difference between a politician and a disruption candidate, I think, too. It's like, well, do you just want a disruptor that comes in and just disrupts everything for 4 years, or do you want?
Yes, Lady Braga, I did vote. I got up and on election day, and I was one of the first people to vote at 7 a.m. In my area, because it was 100 degrees that day.
That's what was crazy, seeing people out there talking about they waited for hours and hours to vote.
That's wild.
I mean, I guess to the question, who do you think voted for him? Because it wasn't poor people. He lost that vote. So he did align with capital. That makes you feel any sort of way, you know. He aligned with it very well. Pascal said he wants to see the end.
I heard you. Don't call me no bitch. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Don't call me no bitch. You crazy. You crazy. I was in here chilling. Call me no bitch.
We was all trying to be in here.
What's wrong with you, nigga? What's wrong with bro?
I did think spitting on him was a bitch ass move. That was kind of bitch made.
It's a way to attack somebody without touching them, kind of like how the U.S. drops bombs and doesn't put boots on the ground.
Damn.
It's moves. It's moves. It's moves.
Toussaint. Calling everybody a bitch made. Calling everybody a bitch made. Damn.
I know.
Damn.
How dare you, Bomberon? How dare you? The caliphate will not stand for it.
When I saw that, I was like, bitch move. Don't do that. Just hit him. Just hit him.
This was like toxic masculinity fest.
All orchestrated by a dope fiend that's high out of his mind.
It
That's
took him so long to react.
The way he was like, whoa.
He's Adam 22-second delay.
All right. Now for the fucking cherry on top of your Saturday afternoon.
Oh my God, there's more.
Pascal Robert, my brother in Christ, I would like to welcome you to the world of Little Brazzy. Pascal, hip hop has been around for over 50 years. And in its 50-year history, we never thought that the entire musical genre would become a meme until the urban version of Bobby Hill and Joseph Gribble. Remember in the late 80s, early 90s, there was the Bugs Bunny cartoon shirts where Bugs Bunny was like sagging. And then the girl bunny would have like overalls on with one strap down. That's what these guys are, but in real life. This is Black Bart Simpson in real life. Oh, Dizzle, I disagree wholeheartedly.
Oh.
Yeah, his policies are in direct conflict with Capital. Now, whether they know that is a different story. I don't see him as pandering to Capital.
Capital does not like him. They like Cuomo. And they were trying to keep Cuomo in the race.
Yeah, hit the video, man.
Pascal's like, nah, not really. Like,
I want to see some ignorance.
Yeah, ignorance. Did you say ignorance?
Yeah.
What? Is it a word? I've never fucking heard that before. I'm that dude. I'm changing the fucking Twitter.
To ignorance.
Ignorance.
It's like black excellence, but not.
But yeah, that's what ignorance, : It's like black excellence, but not. That's the new t-shirt right there.
There you go.
DIR, ignorance.
No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. And today we are bringing you a long way to sit down with one of the most iconic rappers emerging from the underground in this day and age. We got Lil Brazy on the podcast.
Yep, we here, boy. It's been a long time waiting.
Yeah. Yep. So last time we were supposed to do this interview,
Pascal. People in the comments were like, this fool we talking about has been a long time. He was 9 in 2020.
He does say stuff like a long time when I was young.
Yeah. He be talking like an old black person.
CPS came and snatched you up right beforehand.
Yeah.
But then you and Lush managed to reconnect over the weekend while you were.
He wasn't making that up, Pascal. Apparently, this kid tried to come on the show, and CPS snatched him up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Policing or protesting on behalf of the Rasa.
So once I realized that it was CPS and not BPS that was intervening,
I don't know if their jurisdiction extends to Utah.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Although
But,
I'm sure they have a branch.
Me and bro been locked in. You feel me? I've been supporting the movement for many moons. So yeah, it was a natural thing.
We have at least 2 of your friends in here filming us.
Yep. Yeah, no,
we don't have any leaks, Brazy. You trying to sneak this out before we do? You're literally wearing a mic. I don't know if anybody's ever done that on the podcast before.
It's like a vlog.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes.
I feel you.
We gotta get hella content. I'm just trying to get the most content I can while I'm out here. You know what I mean?
Okay, makes sense.
Respect.
You are a human billboard right now, so I appreciate it. Yeah. And introduce us to your homie right here.
It's the homie JoJo.
JoJo.
Yeah, I grew up with him. You feel me? I'm in 30. It was on 30
Yeah,
block.
we
were at a
together.
party. Yeah. And
Just
we
did
came
like
up on a dolo. If you know, you know. You feel me?
You came up on a what?
What party were you at? We was at the bounce house. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? At the bounce house. You feel me? At the party. You feel me? We was at the jungle. You feel me? At the party. You feel me? At the Chuck E. Cheese. You feel me? Nigga, we came up on the pizza. You feel me?
I saw the part when we came up with the pizza. I saw the part where he said he put his hands in his pants and then he touched his friend.
Yeah, nigga touched his friends with penis hands. Yo, we all play with. Oh no! Did Pascal freeze?
Oh no! He was about to have a zinger.
Oh my God, Pascal, you froze right in the middle of your. You said, "How are you?" And then you froze. Dizzle asked another good question. He said, "Is this the new blackface?"
Oh. Well, this guy's black, so.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Dizzle. I got bad news for you, Dizzle. According to this dude, I got bad news for you. Vancore says, "Why are they interviewing children?" Little Brazzy has over 1 million streams. He's a popular guy. I'm not trying to make this up. He's a popular rapper. I don't understand why, and I don't know where those streams are coming from.
He's gone viral.
Oh, Chris Brown shared his song.
Yes.
Dizzle says the white boy. We're not joking with you, bro. Ham.
A dolo.
What's a dolo?
If you know, you know.
Yeah, G-Whip.
A stolo.
Yeah.
A stolen car.
Yeah.
And you went and did a drill in this stolo.
No, we ain't do no drill, but we was doing hella crazy shit, but we ain't do no drill.
Oh,
we was still young.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're never too young to drill. But
I mean, yeah, but like, you know what I mean?
This nigga said we was still young. Nigga, you are young.
Adam's 22 face. He said, "Wow, you never too young to drill."
Someone says, "I don't understand how this." Dizzle says, "Bro, I'm gonna kill myself."
Adam 22 just looks like he knows he's corrupting everyone.
Dude, the comments about let's look at the comments real quick because people are pretty mean in the comments. And I was like, I think, and I hate this man, but I was like, he handled the interview the kid is lying his ass off. It kills me when a 12-year-old says stuff like, "I've been waiting a long time for this." Like, bro, you were 7 in 2020.
2020.
Adam wants to be just like little Brazzy when he grows up. Little homie about to be doing life in prison before he's old enough to buy cigarettes. My man was 9 when COVID hit. This is the evil version of Theo Vaughn if he took the wrong path as a kid. Yeah, Pascal, we're 1:55 in, by the way.
I was like 8 years old type shit. Like,
sure, I know some 8-year-olds who be getting jiggy.
I mean, there was that little 7-year-old walking down the block yesterday with the face tat. I was like, damn, that is a little ass kid,
He's
boy.
5 hats in. He's a bloodhound.
he got the double S tat, and I was like,
oh yeah,
He a down ass fool.
He's a very down fool for sure. Yeah.
The socks went all the way up to his armpits.
He a down ass fool.
Do you think that you might have been tempted to become a Mexican gang representative if you were growing up out here?
Low-key.
I mean, look what happened to Lush.
If he was from my side of town, he would have been from my hood for sure.
If I grew up around like in LA, probably low key, because like LA like is more Mexican, like Sureños, Crips, and Norteños. But like, I mean, the Norteños don't even.
I don't even think there's the Norteños in LA like that. I mean, that's defeats the word.
yeah.
This nigga's just naming shit from rap songs and movies. There's MS-13s and
There's Decepticons. You don't mess with Decep.
You know.
Run deep out here.
No, they don't be out here.
That's like a Sacramento type thing, or like
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Wait, so okay, tell me about growing up in Utah.
I beef with all the Nortes.
In Utah.
Look, Kushlik says his friend is like Pascal. This friend, the funny part about the friend is he looks at him when he's lying, and some of the faces he makes is hilarious. Like, why did you just make up a whole person? This nigga is lying. I beef with all the Nortes. Word? Interesting.
That's the only thing worth mentioning.
Shit, Utah's crazy, bro. Like coming from like my city, it might like I don't know. Everybody look at Utah like it's like some like it's like a good state or something, like just a Mormon ass state. Nah, that shit janky. Like especially where we're from, like that shit janky as fuck. I see some shit growing up.
So y'all from Salt Lake, right?
Nah, I'm from Ogden.
Oh, okay.
Shout out Ogden. I know a little bit about Ogden. I spent some time in Ogden.
Yeah,
I've been out there too. So do you think Ogden is way more activated than Salt Lake?
Pascal, did you hear this little nigga?
He's from the trenches.
I'm from the trenches. Somebody said Varn had it hard as a child. Virtuoso called it. He's making shit up as it goes. Yes.
He's very good at it.
He's from the rough part of Kingston. You don't understand. Kingston, Jamaica, fool.
Kushlik said his friend is like, yes. Amazing bullshit. Dizzle said, whoa, he's from Utah. Diz, that's what I'm saying. This little kid is the whole interview is Cap. Cap.
Not even
There's
close.
way more
type.
gangs.
I feel like
Everybody got buns out there.
it's
It's
just
like Chicago.
It's a small
Not
area
Butland.
compared to Salt Lake, so I feel like,
Butland. It's like Chicago.
What?
Turning it up.
We got to put the murder rate side by side of Ogden versus Chicago.
I think they do have like way more liberal or like gun laws that allow you to have more straps.
An 18-year-old could go buy an AR-15 with a drop pin in the gun store.
Wow.
If they have no charges.
And so
That's a drop pin. That's a fully.
what was your upbringing like though? Like what were your parents like?
My dad was never there. So
Okay.
he got locked up when I was younger.
Okay.
And my mom was there my whole life. So like she's the one who really raised me. But like we had ended up getting kicked out of our apartment. So I started couch hopping with the homies and shit and like
nigga.
His friend.
His friend is like, hey. Dude.
Where did his mom go? He's couch hopping with the homies.
Dude, look at his boy. His boy's like, hey, nigga, that don't even make sense. He on that lion shit. Look, he's like, he on that lion shit again.
Your mom disappeared?
D Cypher says cow tipping with the homies. Ton Gonazi says technically this is great improv performance art.
Yes, and
sleepovers are couching with the homies now. Yo, you Pascal.
Yeah.
Pascal and this dude right here got the same face.
Yeah.
You go, why are you lying? We're 4 minutes in and 4 minutes of lies.
I was staying with my stepmom for a little bit, and then just like,
where did the stepmom come from? You said your dad was never there.
His mom disappeared.
His mom, who was there,
appeared.
has vanished. The streets raised him, yet the stepmom fed him. I don't know how this works. This boy's like, man, you are straight up lying, but I just came here to promote my new mixtape.
Yeah. You told me I could.
You told me I could. You told me I could promote Edgar's Running Wild.
Edgar's running for mayor of Ogden.
with my Ogden Street Slayers t-shirt. My OSS. I'm part of the OSS, the Ogden Street Slayers.
That doesn't sound sinister.
That doesn't sound sinister enough.
I don't know. Started doing this rapping shit more, focusing on that after I got out of DT.
So why do you think you're so drawn to the streets?
My cousins and my uncles, just everybody around me. It was just like the environment I grew up in. You know what I mean? It was all gang.
Okay.
Is it predominantly like white, or is it mixed race, or is it predominantly black?
Me and my dad black.
Oh, your dad black.
Yeah, so my whole family's like
your biological father, or your
What?
Oh, Pascal, did I tell you this kid is all cap? Virtuoso, rewind. Look at this boy. Look at this boy. Look at this boy. Look at this boy. Look at his boy. His boy literally is like, nigga. I don't care where you're from. I don't care how old you are. I don't care your ethnicity. If you make this face in your mind, you're saying, nigga.
Yeah, he put his chin up too. Like, what? Since when? Since when?
Dizzle said, Dr. Umar voice, I beg your pardon. Matt Gilbert says, I'm so coming around to this kid. Admire anyone who can bullshit like that. Meet your new president, 2055 America.
That's a fact. He's got what it takes.
I will rewind this for Virtuoso.
When I was younger.
Okay.
And my mom was there my whole life, so like she's the one who really raised me. But like, we had ended up getting kicked out of our apartment, so I started couch hopping with the homies and shit. And like, I was staying with my stepmom for a little bit, and then just like, I don't know, started doing this rapping shit more, focusing on that after I got out of DT.
So why do you think you're so drawn to the streets?
My cousins and my uncles, just everybody around me. It was just like the environment I grew up in. You know what I mean? It was all gang.
Okay.
Is it predominantly like white, or is it mixed race, or is it predominantly black?
Me and my dad black.
Oh, your dad black.
Yeah, so my whole family's like
your biological father, or
yeah,
your
my biological father.
Oh, so you have black?
Yeah.
They call him snack weight Donald Trump. the look on everybody's face of, you really going to say that? We are living in the post-truth era, ladies and gentlemen. For those listening to this show that cannot see it, this young man is a little white kid from Utah.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, his black father that was locked up, that was never there, was there enough to have a stepmom that he lived with while he was couch surfing with the homies.
Yep.
No cap. Charles goes to, these grown men should be ashamed of themselves.
The dude was just trying to get it straight, like trying to sketch out the family tree. Like, how does this work?
Like, yeah. Virtuoso calls him a transracial child. A Swedish Prussian. This kid looks just like Bobby Hill. For those listening, he looks like, I believe he's got a song called Bobby Hill, doesn't he? That's his song, right? Bobby Hill, Bobby Drill.
Yeah.
Okay. I would
not have known that.
Can we get a 23andMe or something?
Yeah. my dad's like, I don't know how to explain it. He's like,
black.
I'm pretty sure. No, he's black and Puerto Rican. He's like a light skin. He's more of a lighter color.
Okay, I can see it now.
I would not have known that.
I was going to ask earlier which of your parents was black and which was white as a joke, and then you just confirmed that was a real thing. So I actually wish I had guessed that, because I would have looked very,
that's real.
very powerful. But okay, so when did you start getting in trouble when you were in school, or like what kind of kid were you in elementary school and shit?
Elementary school, I was good up until 5th grade. I started like being a little badass kid, and like we get out to recess and I'd walk home because I got sick of school. Like first recess, I'm talking 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm walking home. Like I was only in the school for 30 fucking minutes. I put my backpack away, went and grabbed it again and left. And then like when I hit junior high, it all got bad. I lasted through 7th grade and 8th grade, but then like the starting of this like 9th grade, I got kicked out for some bullshit.
What happened in 9th grade?
Some
look at his boy, his Pascal. His boy though, like, oh, this nigga finna lie again. Sune said, how old is he? He's 15, Sune. So this dude is talking about yesterday like it's 8 years ago.
It's hard to keep track of time when you've been in the trenches. Ain't no clocks in the trenches.
Did you see what Bad Lefty just said? Bad Lefty, this is why pregnant women shouldn't smoke. God damn.
Somebody call him Irish.
5th grade was 3 years ago, homie. Damn.
Kid.
This kid, look at his boy, is like, I'm never gonna be able to talk about my mixtape, huh? Because this nigga lying again.
Little chap tried to stab me in the
This
he's laughing.
This is where we need your help, chat. I believe he said a chap tried to stab him.
Mm-hmm.
Is that an acronym, or did a British man try to stab him? I need to know. He's like, a chap tried to stab me.
A newsboy tried to stab me. A chimney sweep tried to stab me.
Oh, I see little Brazzy's over here in the restroom, is he?
Gene, why did you try to stab little
Gene came out clicking his heels and stabbing his kid. A bloke with a poke, Andy Williams said. Okay, so nobody. Dusty said Oliver Twist tried to stab. Imagine if socialists had friends like this. Yes, I read all of Emma Goldman's works. Friend behind him smiles. Dizzle said there's no way to interpret this. Dizzle, I want to know what it means. A chap tried to stab me. I'm like, fuck does that mean? Christian Bale from Newsies tried to fucking stab.
Tried to stab me in the locker room, and I whipped out Blick on him.
Wait.
And his bitch ran out.
You whipped out Blick or Bick.
The blicky. You pull out the blicky. The blicky go picky.
Yo, I'm done. I'm gonna have lunch. That's enough.
Eric W. just said, what? People is just so what? Dude, look at
It's total face palm.
Pascal, would you be doing what Adam 22 is doing right now?
Yo, man, this is ridiculous, man. This kid is a clown.
Would you just have walked out?
I would have ended the interview.
Would you enter the
pulled out the blicky?
Somebody said Blick, like the arts and crafts.
That's right. Dick Blick.
Like this. Look at his boy. His boy is like, yeah, this is some bullshit. Okay, hold on, Pascal. Hold on.
And his bitch ran out and went and got the SRO, like the school cop, and they started telling. He started telling right in front of my eyes, like right there. Started telling. He was like, "Yeah, you got a gun, bro. You got a gun." Da-da-da. He was like, "Yeah, I ain't doing that." I got locked up for like 6 months for bringing a gun into his school. I'm lucky I ain't shoot that bitch.
Yeah, well, I feel like the street code in 9th grade, like people are.
He's trying so hard. His friend Eric W. said, "Well, I feel Norville." Oh shit! Hold on, Pascal. Hold on.
A lot less likely to follow it. Like I feel like there was a lot of telling when I was in junior high for sure.
So there was a lot of telling, but it's just like if you gonna whip something out on me, you know what I mean, and bang something on me, like if you gangbang, you gotta follow a certain code, like you know what I mean, like at the end of the day, if you gangbang, you're following that code.
Right.
So like that's like saying like, you know, like if Lush were to Lush snitch, that's breaking the code. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter how old you are. If you want to gangbang, you gotta follow a certain like. That's what comes with gangbanging. That's what comes with this shit.
Right. Okay. Why'd you start bringing a gun to school?
Because for me, my life was in danger. For me, the opposite.
Even before that, it felt like that on a consistent basis.
Yeah, like, and I was like blowing up off that AA ooey shit that Chris Brown had posted. So I was like first blowing up off of that. So like I felt like everybody just kept with me. Like I had caught a couple fades, got jumped. So I was just like, yeah, I ain't going for it no more.
Wow.
So I started bringing Blick around.
Was that you're talking about the first freestyle that you did where you had like the longer hair kind of and all that? That went super.
And Chris Brown just.
Yeah. So Pascal, there's video of this kid getting beat up and crying.
Oh. Oh. They asked him why he was carrying a gun, and his first word was the ops.
The ops.
Ops.
The ops.
Yeah, coming after him.
Is this okay? Before we go, Pascal, I want to ask a serious question to you. Is this hip hop's fault?
I don't blame hip hop, man. I blame this kid's family. I mean, this kid's old.
His Black and Puerto Rican dad was not and his mom was there, but she disappeared.
Collapse of social structure.
Ogden is just like Chicago.
I mean, he's from Ogden, Pascal, so you got to give him a pass there, right? Because it's just like Chicago. And sometimes somebody pulls the blicky, and you got to pull your blicky, and it gets sticky. It's double blicky.
Mm-hmm.
Man, can I go have lunch?
Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We will be back. I'll be back tomorrow. We're going to have movie night or movie afternoon tomorrow. I'm not going to unveil what movie it's going to be, but next month is Star Wars Appreciation Month. and we're gonna watch the movies. I haven't decided what order yet. Do we watch them the original and then the prequels and then the shitty Disney ones? Do we watch 1 through 9? I don't know. We'll vote on it.
Jason's Mexican arc continues. It only took a few years, but now he's in. He's gonna fix your roof too.
Hey, my dad is Mexican. But he's Puerto Rican and he's on the lighter end. Yeah, that was rough. Thank you guys for hanging out, and we are
out.